Hi submarine friends. Well, I've been away from the submarine for a couple of months now, or at least 6 weeks, and I'm happy to report that I'm back to work on the submarine now. I finished the job yesterday, actually this morning. We do have a little bit of work to do in a couple of weeks, but only for a couple of days, just to backfill a building, and then I'm off for the winter. So over the next 2 weeks, I've got some plans here. I'm going to get the diesel engine removed from its cozy engine bay, and I'm going to wrap the exhaust with the heat shielding material and stuff, and I want to assemble the whole thing as if it's never being taken apart again. And then I'm going to test run it all. So I'm going to hook up fuel to this. I found a nice muffler at the dump yesterday to temporarily connect to the exhaust system here so it's nice and quiet. I can move this thing outside and run it. I'm even going to have a temporary cooling system so that it can run for, an hour if I want to test how it cools and everything. And so I ordered a temperature gauge for the engine, and I ordered a temperature sensor for the engine compartment so I can monitor what's going on in there. So over the last 2 months, I've had a lot of time to think about how I'm doing this and if I would change anything. And I'm notoriously bad for getting bored with an idea and changing it. I have to work on that. But anyways, I thought about some cool ideas to replace the diesel engine. As it turns out, the diesel engine is absolutely the best choice, and the diesel engine that I have is a fantastic choice. So I'm going to stick with what I'm doing, but just to talk about it a bit, I had some ideas. One idea was to put a Stirling engine in it, which is a hot air engine, and it's something that I can build, which would be a really fun project, but you just can't get the power out of them. I know that the Swedish Navy has a submarine with Stirling engines, but they're an acoustic Stirling engine, technology that's way out of my league. That would be like me trying to build a nuclear-powered submarine. It's just out of the question. So then I thought about another couple ideas. For one, I'm a huge antique engine buff. I used to collect antique engines, and I still have a couple, but they're gas, and I can't obviously have a gas engine in here. Another thing that I was really big into was steam engines. So I even have a steam boiler here still. But anyways, for a while, for about a week or so, I was looking for an antique diesel engine. What I like about the antique diesel engines is they run at 250 RPM or so super slow, super quiet. And they run forever. But for one, finding one is really, really tough. If you do find one, super expensive. That's not the end of the world. But everything you can find, which is limited, is really big. And I just don't have the room. I'd love to have an antique engine in here. I can sit and listen to my 15-horse 1935 Vivian. I can listen to it run all day long. It's just the nicest sound. It runs at 250 RPM maximum. Oh, I had it in a paddle wheeler boat I built. Oh man, I just love listening to that thing. Anyways, can't use that. Can't find an antique diesel, so that's out of the question. Stirling engine, that's out of the question. Doesn't make enough power. So that left steam. Well, steam is pretty serious stuff, especially in a confined space. So then I thought, well, I have the stability in this submarine that I could put a flash boiler outside the submarine, hidden behind a cowl. You'd never know it was there. Diesel fired. I mean, that stuff could just submerge and come to the surface and work again. It's fine. I found a couple of steam engines that would work, but the complexity is just too much. It gets away from some of the complications of the diesel engine for sure, but it's just a whole other level of complexity. I would have had to design the submarine from the start to accept that system. and changing it now is just not worth it. So I'm going to stick to the Yanmar diesel, which is a super fantastic, probably the best diesel engine in the world. The engine size is perfect. It's, I think, 20 some horsepower. I can't remember exactly. So it's a beautiful little engine. So that's where I'm at. So I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to get this going now. I just opened this up for the first time since I went back to work, and there's a bunch of oil laying in the bottom. So I had the oil pan off, and I welded up the drain plug for clearance reasons, and because when I found this engine it was missing the proper plug, so I had a temporary thing in there that I didn't want to rely on long term. So I just patched the oil pan. So I'm wondering now if my patch is leaking, or if it has to be the patch, because it leaked over time. So it's not a sealing problem, because the oil level is below the seal. So it has to be that patch. So I'm going to pull this all out. Like I said, I'm going to re-weld that pan and get it all hooked up and working. I'm kind of excited about that. I should be able to pull that off in the next 2 weeks before I go back to work for a few days. And so I have to go to the city to get a whole bunch of parts because I'm completely out of parts. I better get ordering on Amazon for anything that I might need. But anyways, I'm happy to say I'm back to work on it. I'm tired. I worked really hard for the last couple months. So it'll be nice to take a break, take it easy, work on this. I hurt my shoulder, so I gotta see if that'll heal. So anyways, glad to be back. Ciao.